Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Unparalleled Universe for another action figure review, and today we're taking a look at the brand new Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection, Red Ranger and Lord Drakkon, or Drakkon, or however you say it. I'm not even sure. Either way, it's Tommy and he's awesome. But let's go ahead and get into it, starting with the packaging. I really love the way that these figures look inside of the box. I love the artwork on the front. I like that you could see the figures and pretty much all the accessories that he comes with, and they just look really cool. Even on the pegs, they like stand out. You walk into the store, walk down the toy aisle and see these, you're gonna notice them, so they're really cool. And then on the side of the box we have some really nice looking artwork. On the back we get a look at the figures. Not too much going on in the back. It's basically just a shot of the figures themselves. I don't know about this pose over here for Tommy. He looks kind of crazy. Red Ranger looks okay, but yeah, these boxes are really nice. They're collector friendly and they display the figures very well. But let's go ahead and take them out of these awesome boxes and look at the figures themselves. Okay, so here we go, and as you can see, I busted out a bunch of other Power Rangers figures because in my opinion Hasbro is absolutely killing it with the Lightning Collection. They're doing such an incredible job, and I just wanted to show some love because even though I don't review as many of these figures as I like and I don't buy as many as I want to, I still recognize this line as one of the best 6-inch action figure lines out today. So they're doing incredible stuff here. But anyways, let's get into it, starting with Jason. So this is a really nice looking figure, and this is the Red Ranger that I grew up with as a kid. This is the Jason from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, obviously, and I've always liked the character designs. I always felt like they looked kind of goofy on screen, but with the rise of the comic books lately, I've really grown to like these costumes a lot. So this is really nice. The paintwork is very well done. It looks pretty clean except for on the collar. There was a little bit of paint slop, but I was able to clean it and now we're good to go. You know, and obviously with this version of the Red Ranger, he doesn't have any armor or anything weird like that, which I like a lot because then we're able to see the full range of the articulation, and that's exciting because these figures have really good articulation. But yeah, just check this guy out. It's like a perfect Red Ranger. It looks really nice. I like the fact that he doesn't have a bunch of muscle definition here in the abs or like in the chest area, because you know, after all, he is kind of, I know he's like strong and stuff, but he's still like a young man. He's not like some muscle bound freak, you know? So I think that looks really good. And I just like the fact that he looks very clean. I was kind of worried that when I took him out, I was going to find a bunch of ugly paint, you know, that I maybe didn't notice inside of the packaging. But for the most part, he's very clean and looks really good. And the helmet is very well done too, but there's no big surprise there because we've already seen that with the Comic-Con version of the Red Ranger, which had the dragon armor. So, you know, no surprises there, but it does look really good. Everything on this figure looks really good. The belt here looks very nice. It's a little hard to see with the naked eye, but if you zoom in with the camera, you could definitely see the details on it. You have the holster here, and his gun is able to go in there if you'd like, but we don't have like a collapsed gun, so it's not like we could collapse it and put it in there. But still, you are able to set it in there if you want. But yeah, the figure looks really good. But I would be lying if I said I wasn't way more excited about Tommy. Check this out, man. I love this costume design. I love this version of Tommy. It's the most badass version that we've seen. This dude is such a beast. Basically, this version of Tommy pretty much just decided to side with Rita instead of joining the Power Rangers, and then he just kind of went crazy and started killing a bunch of Power Rangers, so he's pretty savage. But yeah, this thing is awesome, and I really love this design. It's kind of a mixture of the White Ranger look and the Green Ranger look, so that is awesome. It just comes across really nice, and it makes for a really cool action figure. Some of the articulation is hindered because of the armor pieces, but it all looks very nice. And yeah, I just really love this design. And again, there's not a lot of sculpted muscle details or anything like that. Yeah, this looks really nice. I love the dragon, or not the dragon, I'm not sure what you would call this, but I love the armor on the chest. The armor on the arms looks really good too. We have some gold and then some sculpted details. We have some armor down here on the lower legs. Again, gold with some sculpted details. Again, the belt buckle looks good, but it's kind of hard to see the details unless you zoom in with the camera or something like that. But yeah, man, this is a really good looking figure. And once this line was announced, this is the guy that I was most excited to eventually see because this dude is just such a badass. For accessories, both of them come with some pretty cool stuff. They both have 2 sets of hands. So starting off with a pair of fists and then a set of open hands. And the open hands could be used to hold on to their weapons. And then in addition to the weapons, they also have these cool energy effects, which are nice, but we've seen them before. And for the weapons, there's nothing really exciting because we've seen all these weapons before. First off, Drakkon comes with this here, and we've seen this twice already. Once with the Green Ranger, and then once with the Red Ranger Comic-Con exclusive version. But yeah, check these out. This is the dagger from the Green Ranger on the bottom, and then on the top is the Lord Drakkon one. But yeah, they're exactly the same, but it is very well done, so it's cool. And then same thing kind of going on here. This is the same sword that we saw with the Comic-Con, Red Ranger, same blaster we saw, but they're all well done, except on here it feels like it looks like there's a lot of paint rub going on the handle, and also I'm getting a little bit of black paint on my actual figure on the inside of his hand. Look at that. That's kind of strange, but you know, it's on the inside of the hand. It's not a big deal. But anyways, the weapon is well done. It's just something we've seen before, so it's not the most exciting thing ever. Both figures come with alternate unmasked heads, and we'll start off with Jason here. I do like this head sculpt, and I feel like it captures the actor's likeness very well, but I'm just not crazy about the facial expression. He looks a little bit bored, but as far as the details and everything, it does look very accurate to the actor, so that is super dope. And we've seen this head sculpt before because it's the same head sculpt that came with the Comic-Con version of the Red Ranger, so you know, that's cool, but I wish they would have given us a head sculpt that maybe had a little bit more attitude, maybe like an angry facial expression. But I realized not everybody was able to get just the stoic, kind of relaxed face that came with the Comic-Con version. So it's cool that they made this available to everybody, but I just wish he came with another head that had a little bit more attitude. But it is very well done. And then, of course, we have Tommy's unmasked head. And this thing looks awesome, too. Check out the scars on the cheeks. I think they're scars. Or maybe they're like some kind of mark left from some kind of energy or something like that. But they just look awesome. I like the super angry facial expression. This looks really, really good. The eyes look nice. Everything about this head sculpt looks really great. He has that long hair going, so that looks cool. The locks here in the front. But yeah, man, this face sculpt is really, really good. And then for some size comparisons, we have Tommy and Jason alongside the Lightning Collection Lord Zed and Lightning Collection Goldar. And then next we have them alongside the Lightning Collection Magna Defender and Lightning Collection Putty Patrol. And then of course we have them alongside the Marvel Legends Pizza Spider-Man and Marvel Legends Bucky Cat. And next up we have them alongside an SH Figure Arts Iron Man and the NECA Movie Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Raphael. And then here we have them alongside SH Figure Arts Leonardo and the DC Collectibles Raphael from the Batman vs. Ninja Turtles 2-pack. And now here we have them alongside the Figure Arts Ant-Man and the Pandemoni Toys Sabotage. And here's Lord Drakkon alongside the Lightning Collection White Ranger and Lightning Collection Green Ranger. And then finally we have the Red Ranger along with the Dragon Armor Red Ranger from Comic-Con and the Gold Ranger also from Comic-Con. And for the articulation, we're going to go ahead and use Jason as our example because Tommy has a few things that hinder the movement in the shoulders and in the neck area, but we will take a look at those. But for now, let's take a look at Jason. So his head is able to move side to side. It's got a little bit of tilt to it, but not much. He can look up to about right there, and then you could look down to about right there. And then he does have this awesome torso that pretty much all these figures have, and I love this a lot because what we have is an ab crunch, so he could go forward to right there, and then he has like a torso swivel, I guess you could call it, where you get all kinds of movement. It's like on a little ball joint or something. So this is an awesome torso setup. I wish all action figures had this because this is incredible. You could really get some great movement out of it, and you could just get him into some really cool poses, all because of that torso. It's very similar to the torsos on DC Collectibles, DC Icons figures, and I really like that with those figures. So, and it feels way more functional here than it did on those figures. So yeah, Hasbro is really killing it with this, and I really wish that they would move that over to Marvel Legends. They've done it on a couple of them, but not many. Hopefully they do more in the future. But anyways, back to it here. So his arms are on ball jointed shoulders, so they can go all the way around. He does have an awesome shoulder swivel. Check this out, or a butterfly joint. So that is really nice too. Look at that, damn. I just love the articulation on these guys. They just really went all out. One thing I will say about a lot of these figures is the shoulder joints are always really tight. As you can see, look at that. Really, really tight. But anyways, he does have the upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, which are pretty nice. There we go. He has a swivel at the wrist, a hinge at the wrist. For the legs, they come out to the side to about right there. He can kick forward to right there. Bring him back only to about right there. And then you have the upper thigh swivel, double jointed knee, lower leg swivel, rocking ankles. They go up to right there. Let's see, they go up to about right there. Then they come down to right there. So really awesome articulation on this guy. He's a lot of fun to play with. You could really get him into some really cool poses. And there's nothing missing from this figure as far as the articulation goes. There's nothing where it's like, oh, I wish he had this or that. He pretty much has everything that you'd want in a 6-inch action figure. So it's really, really impressive what they're doing with this Lightning Collection. Let's go ahead and move him back for a second. And Tommy has the exact same articulation setup, but he does have some hindrances. This big old dragon armor thing, this chest armor piece, really hinders the shoulders. You can't really get his arms in front of him as good as you can with Jason. And I guess basically that's it. And then his head is a little bit hindered too. But aside from that, he pretty much has the same range of motion on all the other joints as Jason. So, you know, again, really good articulation. Yeah, man, I really like what they got going on here. And before we wrap up this review, I just wanted to talk about this real quick, because what we have here is a Lightning Collection Magna Defender with a soft goods cape, custom done by Harker Customs, and this thing is just incredible. Putting this cape on here has made this one of my favorite figures of the year, because look at this guy, man. This is so badass with this cape. It just adds so much to the figure. The cape that it came with wasn't horrible. It wasn't too hard or rigid, didn't get in the way really, but it's nowhere near as good as a quality soft goods cape. And just look at this thing, man. We've got red on the inside, black on the outside, a bendy wire around the edge here, on this side a bendy wire, and it takes this figure to another level. And man, it just makes me like it so much more than I did before. And I liked it right out of the box, but adding a soft goods cape, man, it's incredible. Okay, so overall, I like both of these figures a lot. I think that Hasbro did a really good job on both of them, and they continue to kill it with the Lightning Collection. And as I said, it's one of the best 6-inch action figure lines out there, and both of these characters are really good examples of that. They did a really nice job on both figures, and to be honest with you, these two are probably my most wanted characters out of all the Power Rangers. I'm not a huge Power Rangers fan, but I did like the Red Ranger when I was a kid. He was probably my favorite Ranger. Him and the Black Ranger were like my 1 and 2, you know. I like those characters a lot, but both of them kind of got put on the back burner when the Green Ranger came out. Then he was by far my favorite Ranger. And you know, this version of Tommy is just incredible. It's my favorite version of Tommy by far, and it's really cool because I think this might be the first Lightning Collection figure that is based on the comics only. I know that there's been short films and things like that with you know, with this version of Tommy, but I think that for the most part, he's just been in the comics, and I think this might be the first Lightning Collection figure that came from the comics. Obviously, Tommy's from the original show, but this version of Tommy is from the comics. And if you haven't read any of that, I highly suggest you do, because this character is a monster, and he's just awesome. So, really good stuff. And the Red Ranger is really cool, too. He's a lot of fun to play with. He has some really good accessories. Both of them do, in fact. And even though I like the Lord Drakkon figure better, I do feel like the Red Ranger has a lot more playability. He's a lot more fun to pose around. The articulation is really nice, and he's just a really good looking figure. So I'm very happy with both of these, but I think that's it. So thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to leave a comment, follow me on Vimeo, and also, you know, I know Vimeo might just be a temporary solution. I'm not really sure, but I am going to keep posting videos up there. But just so that you could be sure to follow everything I'm doing, make sure to follow me on Instagram, because I'm not going anywhere on Instagram. I'll be there constantly posting, and I'll also be posting videos there on Instagram TV. So I do plan to be very active there, and if you don't want to miss anything, I highly suggest that you go there. And if you're interested in purchasing any of the figures that are in this video, I'll be sure to leave a bunch of Amazon links in the description below. I highly encourage you to use those links, because those are very helpful for the channel, and hopefully they will keep me off Patreon. You know, I would like to maintain something that doesn't cost anything to the viewer, but I highly suggest that you go support your favorite creators that are on Patreon. But for me, I'm going to keep trying to provide things that don't cost you anything. So be sure to use those Amazon links. They're very helpful to me. And to be honest with you, you don't even have to buy the exact product that's linked. Just start your shopping with one of those links, and we're off to the races. That's good to go. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to follow me on Vimeo. Also, be sure to leave a comment on the video. Share this video so it could get out there, because we no longer have YouTube to push these videos for us. We got to do it ourselves. So here we go. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Peace.